Big hand for Tony. There you go. Very nice. You're going to take the third microphone and sit right next to Eddie Rude Jr.
Oh, boy.
How are you?
Good morning.
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too.
Yes.
You remember me?
I do not. Now, you called and told me we knew each other in a previous life. I'm old, so.
When I moved here 15 years ago, I lived in Gateway, and I was training at your gym. 15 years ago.
That is a while ago.
Yeah, and then I moved out of that community, but I would see you from time to again. At,
Did he
LA
make you
Fitness.
like flip tractor tires and stuff like
No,
that?
that was it.
That was his boot camp. I didn't sign up for that part.
He didn't need that.
Smart man.
So, where do you live now?
I live over in Eagle Ridge,
Okay.
so not far from the beach and close to the post.
Yeah. I don't know if you've noticed what's been going on the last 2 weeks.
I'll tell you, man, it's absolutely overwhelming. And I want to give a big shout out and thank you to Beach Talk Radio, the Yellow Army, for what you guys have done, because I was sitting with the commander 2 weeks ago, and we were seriously considering giving our flag back to the state of Florida after 58 years. Our story is no different than many of the residents and business owners on the beach. We got crushed by Ian. And with exceptionally slow season, we don't have the revenues to keep replacing the things that keep breaking. So we're like, what do we do? And Ken, the commander's like, let's do a GoFundMe. So we started the GoFundMe, and we hit that goal. And then Ed and Beach Talk hitched their wagon to our cause. And we went from 1 week up to $28,000, I think $565 with not including the matching. And our entire post, our members, our auxiliary, the community, the volunteers at that post are greatly indebted and appreciative, because it's truly overwhelming for us, man. It really is. And I thought we were going to close, and here we are. We got a fighter's punch and chance now to keep our post going, another 50 plus years. So thank you, Ed, and Beach Talk Radio.
That's great. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So just a little bit of history of how the whole thing came about. I saw a TV report. I don't know if it was Fox 4.
Yeah, they're coming tomorrow too.
Okay. Fox 4 did a TV report, and they were talking about how, there were some issues with some broken down equipment and the roof leaking and the whole thing. And then to see that it's been there for 58 years and there's even a possibility that it could close was just crazy to hear, because I've said this 1,000 times on the show. When veterans go to war and they come back, they should never ask for anything. Everything they need, not want, everything they need should be for free. It's the least this country can do for veterans. And then, so, we got to start to thinking, what could we do to try and generate a little bit more money? Because a GoFundMe thing is okay, but there's no emotion in the GoFundMe. You put up a link to the GoFundMe and you try and tell a story, then half the people don't trust the GoFundMe website to begin with. So I called a few people about getting raffle items. And this is how the whole thing started, where we just think you're going to get one or two things. So you pull out one winner and they win the prize. And I was going to charge $50 for each raffle ticket. Well, we wound up getting, a weekend stay here, weekend stay at the Pink Shell, at the Turtle's Nest, and then paddle boards. And there's so much shit on that. There's so much stuff on that donation list now that the one winner is going to get a lot of stuff. Now, if the one winner decides they want to put it back in and we keep drawing out names, that's fine too. That's got to be up to the winner. And then, Tony, when I tell you that my phone every time we get a Venmo donation, my phone will zap. And just sitting here, we had $700 more.
Yeah,
I mean,
wow.
it's truly amazing.
Yeah, and
we've got a stack full of checks for you at the post, because when we learned that we're going to get that matching, people are like, "Should I give it to you?" Or, I'm like, "No, wait till Sunday.
Yeah.
Give it to Ed." But we've surpassed it.
We're already over it.
Yeah.
And the anonymous. So we announced that we're going to do this raffle ticket, and as I'm leaving the beach, my phone rings. Unknown phone caller. I never answer my phone, but I answered the phone. And gentleman lives on the beach. He said, "I want to help." I told him what we were doing, and he goes, "I'll match up to $25,000." And I was like,
"Yeah."
I mean, how many times do you hear,
amazing,
like never in your life does somebody do that? So I went to his house today and I picked up the check. I mean,
that's outstanding.
He's not in town.
That's outstanding.
Yeah, he's out of town, but he is going to call in tomorrow, so that'll be cool. During our show, we're going to do our show from 10 to 12 o'clock at the VFW tomorrow. It is open. What time can people start coming?
We're going to open the doors at 9. And we're going to start serving. The bar will open at 9, and then food's going to be by Rude Shrimp, who those folks came out. We coordinated with them. They'll be serving at noon. We do have Fox 4 going to come out and cover the event. And I went down, I'm a Marine veteran, so I went down to the Marine recruiting office, and we've got the U.S. Marines active duty recruiters, and some of their poolies, their family members are going to show up, because
nice.
the journey doesn't start as a veteran. The journey starts in the uniform, and then you become a veteran. And these active duty Marines are someday going to be the ones that are veterans running posts like this all over our country. So it's an important cause. I'm very passionate about it. I was elected in May by our members to be the quartermaster.
What does that mean? What is a quartermaster?
I'm the CFO. I manage all the finances of the post. Ken, our post commander, he's the CEO, if you will, which he'll be there tomorrow. And we have a leadership team that basically runs the post, and then we've got our trustees that kind of oversee all of us to make sure we're doing our jobs. So it's a group effort. We've got 5 absolutely wonderful bartenders that are just super awesome. One of the gals is our canteen manager, so she manages the canteen. And really, the rest of the post is ran by volunteers. Like,
Okay.
I'm a volunteer. We've got our kitchen staff that are volunteers. We've got so many people. We have people that come in that are plumbers. If something breaks, they'll come and fix it, and
Nice.
just pay for the material. So it's a great organization. Really
Is there
is.
an auxiliary unit
Yeah,
as well?
correct. We have a big auxiliary, and the ladies there that run it are fantastic. A lot of our membership comes from them. They help raise funds for the post as well. So they will be in attendance tomorrow. So it's going to be a great event, and we're all excited about it. I think we're going to blow the doors out there tomorrow.
Yeah. What? How many members are there?
558 VFW members is what we have. Our goal is 650. And then not including auxiliary, including auxiliary, we're probably close to over 1,000 all in at that post.
Now, do the members pay a fee?
Members can pay either annual or lifetime fee. I'm a lifetime member, but the typical annual fee is $45. Our revenue is generated. Yeah, our revenue is really generated from our canteen food sales. That's where we generate. And of course, as you know, off season, like on a Monday night, we have 5 people in the bar. It's tough to keep the lights on. And then on a Saturday, like football season, we got the NFL ticket on Sunday. So after tomorrow's event, we'll have the games on, and we'll have people in there watching the NFL. So we'll generate, a substantial amount of our income on Sundays. And going forward, we'll start to double and triple our revenue, and hopefully build up this reserve, take care of the vendors and some of the people that have been carrying us, if you will. I mean, I've got vendors that have still delivered services, and we still owe them a lot of money, but they're like, hey, just pay us what you can when you can. So this will help us get back on track.
Does a person have to be a member in order to go on a Sunday to watch football?
No, not necessarily. They can be like, all my kids are auxiliary members because I'm a member, so I sign them up as auxiliary member. So you can be an auxiliary member, you can be a guest of a member, or you can be active duty service person. Of course, is also welcome in the post, but you do typically have to be a member to get a membership there, or a veteran. And it's not just a veteran. It's typically you have to be a combat veteran.
Yeah.
You have to be overseas. I know the Legion and the VFW kind of have different rules.
The VFW is the Veteran Foreign Wars, is you have to have served in a conflict overseas. So myself, I did 2 combat tours when I was in service. And most of our members, I think you met Clarence. You'll meet him tomorrow. Clarence is 93 years old. He served in Korea. He's our oldest member, and we've got a corner in the bar. It's Clarence's corner. And when I first got there, I was sitting next to Clarence, and I'm like, hey, can I buy you a drink? He goes, no. I go, why not? He goes, I drink for free. And I'm like, of course you do. You're 93, you're our oldest veteran.
Yeah.
So he's interviewed on your show some months ago, and he'll be there tomorrow. He's a wonderful human being and served in Korea. We got a lot of Vietnam veterans. The Brotherhood is there, and those guys are like my mentors, because when I went in the service, I was trained by Vietnam veterans. That was where I got my training from. I've got a lot of Vietnam veterans, Afghan veterans, Gulf War veterans. So we're constantly trying to get these new ones that are coming out to become members of our post. And that's how we keep our flag flying.
Somebody was saying to me that it's harder to get the younger generations from Iraq and Afghanistan to come and be members. Why is that, and how do you change that?
It is because, I'll give you an example. I had a veteran in the other day. He served during Black Hawk Down, and he came in, and I'm trying to convince him to become a member, and he was very raw with emotion. And it's a place where you can come as a veteran, like you can have a conversation with another vet, and it's a safe haven, if you will, right? Because people can relate to your experiences. So I just told him, hey, you're welcome here anytime. And when you're ready to join, if you want to become a member, we'll take you with open arms. But more importantly, like, just hate to see a guy like that that's struggling, and then he comes in and it's tough. You know,
A
people
lot
have
of
those
times,
memories.
service organizations like the VFW and the Legion, they will offer support services to veterans that are having a hard
We
times
do.
like that.
We offer. So one of the big things is when you get out, you don't really get like an instruction manual on how to become a civilian, right? So the VA is it's a big pain in the ass to navigate, you know, when you're trying to get benefits. So we help guys that, you know, need to go get the service benefit that they're entitled to. If you serve, you deserve, right? So if they got medical or mental, whatever issues they have, we help them navigate that process, help them get the service benefits that they're entitled to.
Yeah, I mean, you guys from the first day you go to training, you're trained to kill people and break things, and then when you come back from serving,
Yeah,
you can't do that anymore. It's like how were you able to deal with it?
It took me a few years to transition. I mean, I you know, I've got some disabilities, and it took me a while. You know, I was going 100 miles an hour,
Mm-hmm.
and then I get out, and it's like, well, it's
Now
just
what?
yeah, like there's no manual. They don't give you a training manual to become a civilian, so you got to kind of morph back into that world. My son, he's 23. He just got out of the Marines 6 months ago. He's going to college now, but he wants to go back because he's struggling being a civilian. He doesn't know like
Really?
how to be a civilian again after 4 years. I mean, so I told him like just take your time, enjoy school. If you want to go back, do the reserves, man, because I don't want him going overseas anywhere. I'd rather have him home in America.
Yeah,
But
and this way you can go to Chicago
Yeah.
or California.
that's
and-
where he's at. He's in California right now, like living in San Diego. Not an awful place to live.
Yeah, very nice
Yeah.
out there. So the other thing I wanted to ask about was the suicide rate. I mean, how do we turn that around?
You know, that's a battle. I think the number is 18 to 19 veterans per day, and that's
That's crazy.
just like the you know, the guy that was in the other day, and like, you know, you worry about that. And what you want to do is you want to get ahead of it. You want to be able to talk to somebody, and you know, if like when you call the VA, as soon as you get on the phone with the VA, you get a recorded message that if you know this is in a medical emergency or you're feeling any suicidal tendencies, you know, call this number immediately. So there is awareness, and it's really sad and unfortunate. But I think a lot of the guys and gals that come back that may have, you know, the PTSD they suffered, they've seen stuff that they can't unsee, just it's hard for them to manage it. So through outreach, through some of the programs that we have, and then being part of the brotherhood and talking and communicating, I think that really helps. I mean, if I'm having a bad day, like my relief is I'll go talk to another veteran, because then that veteran can relate to my experiences and kind of bring me back to earth and let me get my mind, you know, back to where it needs to
And I
be.
think that's a big purpose of the club as well. And
Yeah, correct.
There should be there's actually a difference between the post and the bar. And I think a lot of maybe the younger people think that this club is just a bar where these old salty guys go in
Yeah,
and drink. And
they
it's
do.
much
Like they
different
think
than
it's
that.
like this smoky, cloudy environment where people just come in, smoke, and drink. And it's really, to your point, it's not that at all. We do have a smoking section. It is outside. So if you do want to have a smoke, you can go outside and smoke. But it's really a place where people come in and they collaborate. I mean, I was in there last night, and there was the Vietnam brothers were in there, and like, you know, I sat and just had, you know, a nice conversation with those guys. A lot of them are volunteers in our post. A lot of them come in, they'll do the cooking, they'll do the cleaning, they'll do the maintenance, they'll replace the light bulbs, they'll sweep, whatever it takes. It's like we are all involved in just keeping our post active, ongoing, so we can continue to give back to our community and help veterans.
As the show's going on, Jolene donates $100. Roger Scarborough, who we haven't seen, he used to come to our show at Pete's Time Out, just donated $1,000.
Wow.
Lynn Smith donated $100.
Man,
Christopher Peterson $50. Larry $50. Donia donated another $100. Sue Vanderbilt $50. Tina Clark $50. I mean, it goes on.
It's amazing, and it's overwhelming. And like I said, we are indebted to Beach Talk Radio, to you, the Yellow Army, the people of Fort Myers Beach, the business community, the donations, the generous person. Like I literally thought, honest to God, like 2 weeks ago, we might have to turn our charter over.
That's crazy.
We were. It was to a point where we were self-funding, meaning myself, the commander, our bartenders, we were putting our own money in to keep the lights on, keep payroll going, and this thing is just morphed into something bigger than I could have ever imagined. And we're grateful and indebted to this community and to Beach Talk Radio.
If you want to donate while the show's going on or until 11 o'clock tomorrow, it's by Venmo. It's Edward-Ryan-14. And I transfer all the money over, write a big check when it's all done, and it'll be part of the pile that we're bringing tomorrow. And those of you that send checks in the mail, I tried to find your email addresses to thank you, but I've also saved all the envelopes for the VFW. I mean, the one day I went out to the mailbox and I almost couldn't open the mailbox. There was just so much money in there.
Wow. Does the VFW do other things? Is there food specials that you run?
Yeah, we have a kitchen, and we usually run lunch and dinners, and then we also have events that we hold. Like, for example, there's a community right across the street, Bayside. They do events there. When they come in, they'll bring entertainment. We'll have special food. We normally run food, but with Ed connecting us with the Rude Fish Company, they came in, and we're gonna have a special menu on this Sunday. They volunteered their time and their money and their effort to come in because they wanted to get behind this. So we're super excited to have those folks in, and we're going to maybe try to figure out, can we do more events with them at the post and, kind of change up our menu a little bit. So yeah, we have food and drink every day.
Yeah. And those guys were first right out of the gate. As soon as they heard that, they said they wanted to help out. And so we'll see those guys from the Root Shrimp tomorrow. I don't know how they're going to be set up, but everybody loves their food, so that's going to be great. Do you know what time they're going to start serving their food?
We decided we're going to kick the food off at noon because we didn't want to disrupt the show from 10 to noon. So because where the kitchen's located, we didn't want that traffic. So we're going to start food at noon right after the show's over. But the event is going to go all day. Like, I know the shows will be over at noon, but we're going to run the event all day. So it's going to be a great day.
And you guys have guests for us lined up that we can interview.
Correct. We've got veterans. We've loved some of our staff to be interviewed because without them, we can't stay open. And certainly some of our volunteers that come in and help when things break down. These are all the folks that make this place run. So we would love to have all those folks too be interviewed because they're a big part of us.
Yeah, you just keep rotating them right up on the stage there. Dan will be there, Kim will be there, and thank God they're going to be there because I'll be crying half the time from all of this.
Yeah, you and me too.
All right,
here I am. Hold it together, sir.
Anything else, Tony, that you want people to know about the VFW? Can
I think
how else can people help?
I think just showing up tomorrow, and this is a special day, a special event for us, and I'm grateful that the Marine Corps will be there. We would like to have the Army, the Air Force, the Navy, and the Coast Guard, but we had such little time to put this together. So I just went. I knew if I went to the Marines, they would be there.
I got one more. Do you guys have a color guard?
We had an honor guard, but some of the honor guard members just are too old to do it. But
sure.
That's why we need younger members so we can get our honor guard back. But to answer your question, if we can get back to where we were, we'd like to restore some of those services, but we do need younger members to help us with that because some of the older guys that were doing it's too difficult.
It gets very hot here as well for them.
Sure.
All right, Tony, get out of here before I start crying.
Right,
so we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks a lot,
thank
buddy.
You, Ed.
Thank you for everything. We'll see you.
Appreciate
Big hand for Tony from
the
VFW, and we will see him tomorrow. And hopefully, you guys can all come out tomorrow and hang out with us at the VFW, which is what's the name of the road it's on? Pine Island Road?
Pine Ridge.
Island. Pine Ridge Road. So. All right, we'll see Tony. And any final thoughts, Ed, before I tell everybody about our great sponsors?
That's great.
When I start to cry, that's when you step in, you idiot.
No, I wanted it on camera, but no, the VFW thing's a big deal to me. My dad was in service clubs, and this is the 10th. Speaking of crying, 10th anniversary of him passing away, and he was very involved in the VFW and the Legion, and I'm just proud to be a part of this.
Yeah. And thank you for your donation. I appreciate that. All right, everybody. Before we go.